Hello and welcome back, everybody, to EPIC46 with Intel. It is a pleasure to be back. I am Affinity, and actually, it is my first time casting with you. I mean, they already know you. Do you want to introduce yourself again, then, for my sake, if anything?
Hey guys, my name is Felix. Hopefully by this point you're a little familiar with me, but yeah, my first Epic has been going absolutely swimmingly, loving it, and absolute pleasure to be doing this one with you, Lena. For people who don't know me and Lena, we've known each other for quite a bit of time.
We have.
So yeah, it's great to be working together, and an exciting matchup to be doing so coming up. Prestige versus MINLATE. I've just come fresh off the B stream where MINLATE won their BO3 just
It's
about.
Nemesis, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed.
Very nice.
Yeah, MINLATE, really exciting team to watch. Every single one of their players popped off at some point throughout that series.
Amex team, if I'm not mistaken. We have royalty in the Kettering Leisure Village this weekend.
Major finalist.
Finalist.
Even though he's been playing pretty boring positions on the last map, he came alive. He was really doing some big rounds. It was Mirage, the apps player, probably the most boring position.
Yeah, I mean, the jokes are made about it for a reason, aren't they?
He was working for him. The guy seemed to have some secret sauce about the position.
I mean, that's what you want from an anchor, isn't it? Is that 90% of the time the role is going to be boring. You're just jump peeking apps, aren't you? But it's such a dependable role because if they fall through, they're not able to play their role properly. And then everything is thrown out of the window a little bit. So whilst they don't always get to see the action, when the action does come their way, you do want someone dependable. And who else but Amenek would you want in that position? But, you know, you said... any other pointers maybe going into this before, like, we touch on the veto?
Yeah, all the guys really fun to watch. Polo, really electric. Orpa, he had an enormous performance on Overpass, which they did actually end up losing. So
whoa.
Yeah, but yeah, CT Overpass Polo, what a guy! That guy, unstoppable. 2 KD throughout the entire game.
Ooh.
Solid. And that was even after falling off a little bit at the end, still managed to maintain
That's
the 2 KD.
That's with a fall off as well. Right, okay. I'm expecting big things here. But yeah, I'm trusting your intel on this one. I've, of course, been running around the arena, running around the venue. I'm mostly on the stage. And, of course, one of these teams, because this is the upper semi-final.
If you are absolutely correct.
It is, which means one of these teams will be directly qualifying to that upper grand final, or the grand final, which means we will get to see them tomorrow on stage, whereas the other teams will have to continue fighting for their chance in this tournament, all of those lovely VRS points and the prize pool, and chance to play on the stage.
Yep.
This is the upper final, sorry, not the upper semi-final, the upper final, my bad.
My bad too. And it'll be exciting to see Prestige. I haven't actually seen any of them throughout this tournament, so it'll be fun to discover what they're made of. They just came fresh off a 2-0, so definitely...
whoa, not bad, feeling warmed up.
Feeling warmed up, while MINLATE, they really had to battle it out. They only just won their third map, 13-11, and let me tell you, it wasn't done easily. They were on the brink of overtime, but their boy SBT pulled out an enormous 3K after they've been falling round after round. The overtime choke was right there, but SBT saving their day, I bet.
Saving the bacon, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I'm looking forward to that, and that's what you need sometimes, right? Is that sometimes it goes a little bit awry. We saw this, TLR 8 since I got to cast their BO1, and I heard that that's gone a little bit pear-shaped. We're running out of UK teams in the tournament, so, and these two teams, of course, the whole of the upper bracket as we started this day was populated with those international teams that have come on in, which is always exciting to see. Couple less than last LAN. Yeah, I will say.
Epic LAN really has taken a swing from what it was even a year ago.
True. VRS has been kind and beneficial to Kettering.
Absolutely, absolutely. Getting big names. I mean, at last match, it's not often at Epic LAN you have two teams where both sides has someone with that major trophy on their profile when you hold tab.
Yeah, that is very true. But I think the veto is going to be something quite interesting to talk about as well, because we had little bit of a sneak preview. As you can see on the screen, we're going to be going Dust 2 first up, then Inferno. Those are our two guaranteed maps. Then Nuke is waiting in the wings should we need a third map to settle the score here. Any thoughts about this? Because we talked about Overpass being, taken on out in that second wave of ban. Expected by MINLATE, do you think?
MINLATE, I mean, do have a Frenchman who's notoriously comfortable on Dust, kind of a bit of a French map. And it's really exciting for me, at least, if I'm going to be selfish. I haven't seen any Dust 2 or any Inferno
How? How have you, for today or the whole event?
Throughout the whole event, there's just a ton of Ancient and a ton of Nuke, a little bit of Overpass and Mirage sprinkled in there.
That's crazy.
So
How have you avoided Dust? Inferno, I get. Nobody really wants to play Inferno. Dust too?
yeah, I mean, it's a nice refresher for me, to be honest. I guess maybe some people are a bit sick of it.
I mean, you missed the Epic LAN days where it was just the UK scene and Vertigos in the map pool. That was one of the times of all time. The UK scene had a particular love for that map that will always baffle me. But yeah, finally a Dust 2 that you're going to be seeing. You happy about that? You a Dust 2 fan? You a Dust 2 enjoyer, Felix?
I don't know if I'm anything enjoyer when it comes to Counter-Strike these days.
I mean, you know what? That's a bit too real. We've not even started the series yet. We've got to save that for the map 3 Existential Dread, right?
Dust 2, you know.
No, I mean...
Map, 20 years in the game. It's for a reason.
20 years, 2 minutes. I'm joking. It has a place in my heart, but I think, you know, bring back cash, right?
We've got kind of the classic map pool right now. All these games have been around since 1.6, Inferno, Dust 2, Nuke, so... All
in very different iterations as well, yes. But yeah, I'm quite excited. I like Nuke. If it goes to third map, I see the thing is, it's been a lengthy tournament for all of these teams, right? Is that LAN is great. That's why it's the joke. Like, can they do it on a rainy day in Kettering, right? Is because the schedule is brutal. The teams you're going up against aren't anything to laugh at. The fact that, you know, we're going this far in tonight, and whoever wins this, yeah, they buy themselves a break. Whoever loses this, there's still games.
In the trenches.
Exactly. And then the later you go, the less sleep you have, the less time you have to relax, plan for tomorrow as well. If you win this, you get to sit back, you get to watch the other games, because there'll be streams for all of them, if I'm not mistaken, which means that you get to watch your opponents, you get to make notes. And that is, it's a huge advantage, I think.
So even, maybe this doesn't apply these days with the VRS points, but as the night goes on, there'll normally be a few more pints going into it.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
CS
maybe not
played.
for any of these players. I feel like this is going to be... I can't see Major Grand Finalist Amanek with, you know, a beer on desk when there's still jobs to be done.
This time
exactly.
around.
I mean, we've talked about this, is that VRS is on the line. We had a lot more international teams coming in last event. I'm expecting, you know, February land, because that's all been announced. Dates are out for that, and I believe tickets and early bird tickets are on sale. So if you're a team that is looking to scoop yourself up some nice VRS points ahead of the major circuit in 2026, then it might be worth consider Epic LAN. You know, the one and only Mischief, one of the few men on the planet that knows how VRS works, the absolute king in this place. One of the great. I mean, you know, it's good when Maui is quote tweeting your League Ops admin. But yeah, so it's exciting to see a couple of these teams. I don't know if you've heard on a side note as we're waiting for the players to get into the server, but the Inters tournament, if you know much about what's going on with that, because I'm sure you've just been full out with the main tournament.
I think this is the first Epic LAN I've been to where I've not been keeping track of the Inters. Normally Inters
just because you're playing in it normally, right? I'm so sorry. I had to. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, normally it's pretty entertaining. A bit more crazy CS, a bit more yelling, screaming. But yeah, if you have any news about Inters, I'd love to hear about that.
I don't. I might have to send a quick message off to League Ops whilst we're in the game and get some of the insider scoop from live in the ground, live in the servers, because I'm curious. For those of you that may not know, Inters is, of course, the tournament that is run for people who do not make it out of the group stage. Those of you who are not in the top group for the double elimination bracket, you continue to play. There's cool stuff on the line for that as well. It's a point of pride, I'd argue. I feel like
everyone's got to get that medal at some point, and it's even more spicy now. The UK CS Hub helping out, throwing in that food voucher. Big prize money, really. If you
a scran for winning Inters, cannot complain, can you? I mean, Lando's is iconic for a reason. But yeah, I think Inters is something that we'll get a little bit of an update on, and I know there's multiple games going on at all times. And yeah, it's a pleasure to be here with you. I'm hoping we almost have all the players in the server. I mean, it's LAN. Time is a liminal space here. I don't know if you've noticed that, as you know.
I certainly know CS teams do like to take their time.
Their time. Or are you speaking from personal experience? Of course, reformed player now talent.
I mean, it's all about hanging out outside the entrance with the team you're about to play. Talk a bit.
True. Talk about smack. Yeah, I like it. I like it. And is the grass greener on the other side?
Certainly.
This is a really diplomatic answer. I love how you pause and you're like, so.
Yeah, it's nice at this point of the tournament because normally everyone on a team hates each other by this stage.
Yeah, it does breed contempt,
well,
LAN, in some.
I feel the team I'm on at the moment, the talent, everyone's only gotten closer as the event's gone out, so it's definitely
You're
great.
missing out on that. Yeah. I mean, you get the camaraderie of the amazing talent team here as well. And amazing production as well. Well, shout out, I don't know if the producers have been shouted out. We have the wonderful Eighth on production and the wonderful Corey on observing. Of course, those of you will know that CS2 Auto Observer is not exactly our greatest friend in the universe. So we have only the best of the best for you. And you know what? Talking to the best, we got the best game possible here in the upper bracket final, ready and awaiting for you. Into Dust 2 we head.
Okay. I'm seeing a fair bit of utility invested onto this T-side pistol. 2 flashes on the side of Prestige and some dual Berettas. Mizzy searching around tunnels, cleared out instantly, while MINLATE coming up, got mid, and action already for Tornex.
Lovely first find there. They're going to shuffle over towards long, but the issue that they have is there's so much space get out by Folk here that they've got no idea what's coming. Quick enough activation here, and they're just going to get pincered, but that's if they can get past the Bastion that is Tornex holding for long.
Second kill of the round, and that CT smoke has taken absolutely ages. All of Prestige have now found their way over towards the A site, and Tornex has just torn them apart. What a round from the guy. A nice little commercial for the P2000. I myself am a P2K enjoyer.
I'm a P2K enjoyer as
don't
well.
see it too often.
I can't aim to save my life, so the
that extra
USP's out of
bullet
the
goes
question.
a long way.
That extra bullet and the fact that I feel less pressure to go for the headshots, you know. It's not happening. Let's not kid ourselves. But you're right. That CT smoke takes so long, and by the time they actually get there, half the team's gone. The other half is just waiting to be lined up here. Polo, oh, they all just stuck underneath. A couple of heads spotted and shot very belatedly baited out there, but alas, they will just live and let live for now. Smoke goes out, that's going to cut them off from long and shepherd them towards mid.
All 5 playing together here mid, and no threat from Prestige to deal with at the moment, but MINLATE aren't aware of that. They're going to be clearing things out very cautiously, while Prestige opts to hold onto the site. It's not a bad approach versus a low buy. They know there's not much of a threat of util or long-range weaponry. They can just hold on. Polo now creeping up with the rest of the team, clearing things out with his scout, Fulke, dueling the sniper, and here they come.
Smoke's out, but they're already ahead of it. It's going to do precious little, but they're all baited in there. And there it is, the massacre, the pincer between the two of them. They destroy what little attempt MINLATE put up, but Frostlev, absolutely immaculate. I mean, we've had back-to-back 4Ks for this team, and it's everyone getting a chance. Poor Mizzy has not been able to see any action. Poor Mizzy has completely missed seeing a single other soul.
I mean, maybe in a Face-It pug it would be annoying being in that situation, but I'm sure at this stage you're just happy that you're winning rounds.
Exactly. If you're winning, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But now they've got guns to go against. I say guns. 4 of them and a Desert Eagle on Polo. It's not exactly the prettiest buy to go up against what is a pretty formidable bonus here. H to go over the top, and Tornex isn't going to be able to spot out any of this, but just a little bit of tap. Asserting dominance here. They're actually going to call upon Frostlev to be the one really holding the space.
Yeah, Frostlev very close up on the catwalk, about to bump into 4 MINLATE players. It's a tricky angle. He sees the shadow, almost gets a second, but SBT dealing with that nicely, but trades all across the board. Fulke keen to tie things up, but not too successfully. Just Amanek in the 1 versus 2. His opponents separated across the map. So Amanek needs to find the hole.
I mean, separated means he has 2 isolated fights, and if he gets to move on, he might just avoid Mizzy, but the issue is he's got to get there in time. He rounds the corner, should be a little bit of a safety net. All the time in the world here. Auto utility has to go recover the bomb. Not quite sure what the job is. In mid on catwalk, which, you know, I'm assuming the plan is wrap around, take out Mizzy and hope for the best. But now that they've met back up, cleared through tunnels, not heard anything. All attention's going to focus back on site.
Really interesting approach from Amanek, actually, because he did have the opportunity to claim the bomb. So he's playing mind games here, but Mizzy is not falling for them whatsoever. He's ready for that little flank from Amanek, and that's a 3rd round for Prestige. A lot of mid pressure from MINLATE so far, and it's not been working too well.
No. I would be curious to see what the sort of adaptation is to this as well. Is that they've been given a lot of respect, but the issue is that they can only do so much before they have to fall into sight. And they're doing it with enough time. It's not they're leaving it too late. They're just the trade spacing from Prestige as well. Is that they're taking the fights and they're going well, but the issue is the trading is just a little bit better from Prestige right now, and that means that they're left in a constantly one-player down situation. Lovely flash, and the HE as well softens them up nicely. And as they funnel on through one by one, they will topple as well.
Prestige dealing with that long pressure with ease. It was a nice flash onto Frostlev, but Mizzy ready to play off Frostlev in pit. And he did not stand a chance. And I don't think it's looking too good for Exist either, all by himself in short. Let's see Prestige not hunting. They're playing good CS. They don't need to force anything. They've got seriously good map control, everything covered. And Exist, long range duel on Catwalk, jumping down towards the tunnel now. Actually found himself by there. Still, he's waiting for a duel. Prestige just not giving him a thing to play with.
Spotted. Oh, he's in trouble. It's only a matter of time. And you can see it's circling, swarming him. Lovely peek on out. I mean, you got to make a play in that situation. You know it's done. Might as well go out in style.
Absolutely. Once again, going round for MINLATE. This time, we have the AWP on Polo. I've seen some really big things, mostly on the CT side. So it'd be really nice to see what Polo can show me about his T-AWPing now. Going up against Folke. We'll see this sniper battle, starting with the spawn towards the tunnel. Not normally a common pick for a sniper. And volleyed off. However, there's AWP duel over on the tunnel. Both snipers missing their shots. Frostlev finding one in lower tunnel.
Oh, there it is. The trade comes on through, and Frostlev wants to go a little bit further, but the trades, again, immaculate, constant advantage here for Prestige. 3 versus 2, so much information off of this push here from through. There's nothing realistically that Few's going to be able to get in this round right now. A long way away from the situation, but can warn Fulg and Mizzy about the impending danger. Get them ready to do the job. Bomb will actually finally get planted here, but retake hot on their heels, and there's nowhere really to go. They've burnt through their utility, and there's a fair chunk for Prestige to mount something here. Need to find this pick, but no. Going down to Few, that's a problem, and then regardless of whether you win the fight with Mizzy, somebody else will pop their head on up. Defuse comes on through it, but, I mean, MINLATE pushing it a little bit further. They're pushing that line. This time, Bomb gets down. Next time, can Bomb get down with a couple more players pushing it out? But the issue is, they're running out of rounds to start getting into this half realistically. They've already let 5 go. Any more in Prestige, they've already got a decent enough half.
I mean, that round was a nice try, but it's a little sad to say that was probably MINLATE's best round so far, and it was still only taking down 2 and getting a bomb plant. Really exciting round, though, at least with that AWP duel at the start on tunnels.
True,
Both
we don't get to see AWPs in tunnel very often, do we?
So that was fun.
Getting treated by this match. Polo again with the scouts. Been a little bit of a quiet game in the frag department from that side of the scoreboards. He's having a little bit of a jump, a little bit of a nosy. More util to go out, and I mean, poor Amanek is getting bombarded here. Actually, at some point, just has to cut his losses and fall on back. They've got the tunnels control to go pivot into mid here.
Tunnels control indeed coming in. I can see potential of an A split coming in here if Exist is able to jump up onto that box into short. Scrape himself off for the cross.
I mean, we've been saying this, they've got a lot of respect in mid, but the issue is where they go after that. Is that they've not got a whole lot. They've got enough for a single execute here onto a site that's already pretty loaded up on players. You've got Mizzy watching for that long push, and you win out that duel, all attention focuses back on site. Oh, lovely
seeing a lot of
flash,
potential of this. They've got the util to deal with that AWP and force it off the angle, and now they're able to send it up onto the site. Will they be ready for Tornex creeping around underneath them, though? If he pops up at the right time. There's definitely multi-kill potential,
Ooh,
but
no.
Exist is on to the antics. Almost the second to in the plant, but Exist is ready for that. And this is some serious antics on long. Amanek aware that there is potentially still a long player to deal with. He's going to activate really late into the round. He's stepping now, clearing out long, and the fights are going in the way of MINLATE. Frostlev forced off deep into CT, and that is more like it. And I think, yeah, the trajectory of MINLATE is starting to go up.
It is. We said they're pushing the boat out a little bit further each round. Now they've got a round where now it needs to be a little bit more here. 6 more would be nice. Wouldn't be complaining, would we? We do have to get to that point. We'll be awarded keeping hold of these weapons, but unfortunately, really good start to this does mean that they are not awarded Nico yet. It's going to be a couple more rounds before Prestige is going to give them the oxygen just to take a breather here. And again, out long, Mizzy going to be taking Vigil there. Lovely flash. This time from Prestige to stop MINLATE pushing them.
Mizzy still able to hold on to long for now. And sure, he is going to be very wary of Amanek's antics here. Amanek activating super late last round. So he's just going to tuck in this corner. MINLATE pressuring mid now. Cheeky boost actually. Won't find anything just yet. Skits being loud over in the tunnels. It's all a ruse, but successful maintaining 2 players over on the B site. It's a great bit of attention made with just a few shots over in tunnels.
The issue is that Prestige are not giving them anything here. There's not been a peak. I don't even think there's been much utility thrown from Prestige. They've just been happy to sit and wait, knowing that this has been the play every single round pretty much. Has just been take mid control, push catwalk. And they're ready for it. They've not had anything on, but they've still got presence. But a shot like that kicks us way off here. And now immediately everything gets chaotic. Mizzy's had his attention divided. Still so wary. A beautiful flash comes through. Again, there is a trade, but can't quite find anything. Mizzy locked out of this position, and suddenly 2 versus 4. It's just not going to happen.
Hey, and MINLATE, they've been battering short so much throughout this, and without Prestige, they are aware of it. When SBT is just coming up short and hitting shots like that onto an AWPer, what can you do? I highlighted him in the previous series. He does pull things out of his pocket to save the day. And there he is striking again. It was only 1 kill. Boyo actually getting the 2, but what an entry it was from SBT. He's right around the corner. A bit tricky. Not able to bring Gun into the next round.
I think the thing is, you highlighted SBT, and I think very good round. You're absolutely right. That is an immaculate entry. That falls through. Suddenly, that round is completely different, and we can't even predict how that round plays out without that opening pick. But it's not something that they can rely consistently on. It's been a good springboard for them to find that second, but we're going to need to see more of that. We're going to have to see the consistent entries like that. Timeout being called, I think, I'm assuming, yeah, by Prestige. Good to talk it over because you had a pretty dominant string of affairs here, and you kind of got one last buy in the tank before you're having to look at taking a beat here. And maybe figure out a little bit of the long-term game plan. Tornex, there you go, there is a FAMAS available. Not pretty by any stretch of the imagination, but a gun nonetheless. And now maybe a little bit of a switch up for them. What was working with letting them have mid, suddenly not when the entries are coming through like that. So different game plan involves Volker getting ahead of the smoke.
Very different approach. Volker going crazy up mid with the AWP, and he's going to keep creeping up. 3 Prestige players in mid trying to deny that short presence, but this is where MINLATE are now putting all their resources into long. Mizzy wanting to turn that down, but his wish has not been granted. And what is this? The sniper has found himself in suicide. SBT aware of it, though, not able to take him down, though. When do you see a CT sniper in suicide at 1 minute 20? Still going for more as well. He's not retreated. Skit finding 1 over on long. Okay, now wanting to get out of there. I'm sure he's a little bit uncomfortable, but getting a bit more comfy now that Frostlev has come to help out. This is chaotic. There's so much warfare.
This is messy as well. Like, you're not expecting the AWPer there, but I mean, I like that he has the backup to be able to escape. I think that is hugely important there, that you have Frostlev because otherwise that's a long stretch of very open land to try back away, especially when you're peeking that position where you've got doors and you've got spawn and you've got suicide and everyone's looking at you. So it's nicely played, but it's certainly been a little bit of a weird round, to put it politely.
There was certainly something cooked up during that
was
pause.
One of the rounds of all time. And I don't know, I'm assuming Prestige has a coach. I'm not sure who is coaching, but team of this level flying out for a LAN can only make assumptions.
I mean, I guess I like the idea. They were tired of MINLATE's antics, claiming short all the time. So they're like, you know what? Let's just take mids, and we'll do that by okay. Yeah, you run up with you would go up the orb, man. See what you can do.
I mean, it's a very flashy round, but it's a very one.
They're not going to be able to repeat that.
You can't do that again. At least not immediately. But it does kind of set the tone. Does it? MINLATE now have to be very careful early round. That there might be an AWP right up their rear end.
We said it's not going to happen again. Volgate is giving it a
go. I
go.
swear to God, if this works, I'm going to have words. Very strong opinions on this. And I think it might. It does.
God.
The back away as well.
Tunnel's presence as well on Tornex, dodging the flash as it exists.
No, and the utility out. Oh, the fact that there's no trade there because you've got util. Oh, that's upsetting.
I mean, Prestige absolutely not feeling the pressure about playing against a major finalist. They are being extremely disrespectful right now with their approach. I mean, yeah, they are just running at them, essentially, to deal with MINLATE's strats.
I don't want to say if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but it's not. We were singing how this was just really good Counter-Strike from them, and it still is. I mean, there's been 4 points of damage done onto Tornex, and that is all MINLATE have to speak of in this round, right? But I swear, if we see Folk do it again, if we see another mid push and it works, then MINLATE better call a timeout and figure this out. I mean, we figured it out for them. Like, there's an AWP in mid. Let's be careful with it, but I'd love to see them attempt something B. At least limit test over towards B, you know?
MINLATE, they've been trying to play proper CS, I guess, and they've not been allowed to engage in that because they're having to deal with this mischief, to say.
Shenanigans.
That's Prestige have been pulling off. I bet the vibes are immaculate for Prestige right now when this kind of stuff is working for you.
And we got to say, you know, pinch of salt, it's a CT-sided map. But Prestige, they lose 2. They're immediately back on with 7, which means that at worst case scenario, and it doesn't look like it's going to be the worst case scenario, they go 7-5. And that's not a bad half. You'd want a little bit more. But that's still, if everything goes horrifically wrong, they've still got a chance to extend this lead by another 3 if they want.
And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if a little bit of tilt is starting to settle in for MINLATE. Reason being, in the previous series, Polo had to save his AWP on T-side so many times while his team went down, and it's starting to happen all over again. Polo, you know, he's played so many games today, seen the same situations happen, having to save that AWP after your team's fallen over. It's not fun, and Polo's had to do it a lot today. MINLATE now, as a response to this conditioning on mid, they're absolutely
worried.
Ready for a push.
Good, and that's when Prestige choose not to do it. If they'd done it again, then we would have been like, there's conditioning, and then there's being predictable.
But now it seems to be the mayhem is going over on long.
Nice.
Polo actually finding a pick, but we do have 2 Prestige players gradually pushing up long. He's holding an aggressive stance, and that classic MINLATE short take seems to be getting set up. We have Tornex very close to deal with it.
This is a difficult fight to win here. Oh, so many heads spotted, but the Tech 9s are just too mighty. And yeah, speed is the name of the game for them. And
what a shot from Skit!
And still ready for more. Smoke comes out, and they baited on through, but it's Polo that steals it away. And Fuse just watched this happen and gone, no thanks, absolutely not for me.
Prestige shut down once again. Maybe as a response to that, they need to send someone up mid. Might be the answer.
That might be the answer. I mean, it's worked before. No, but you can see it as well is that Few was kind of solo holding B for a lot of that. Is that if MINLATE now chose to swing and hit B instead, I think they'd find themselves with a team that is not ready for it and hasn't really had an opportunity to test their B-side defenses against this team. Technical pause coming on through it. I mean, the land sense, that could mean anything. It could be Pringles spilt on the desk. It could be power going out. But hopefully only a short pause coming on through here.
Yeah, and I think you're absolutely right about the B site. MINLATE could really catch Prestige off guard. There's been hardly any pressure to it whatsoever. When MINLATE do go to tunnels, it's to take lower. It's not to do any kind of B exec. And especially if they are to go B while Prestige are doing their mid mayhem, that would certainly be effective. But it seems to be that all of MINLATE are looking towards a little bit of a default round, looking for some early contact on long, and I think that's Skit who's actually found his way out onto the blue box. Polo very ready for some kind of mid push, not coming their way this time. Frostlev, aggressive angle on short, being grouped up with Folke, the crazy Danish AWPer, and surely it's about to be something happening with Frostlev. He's going to be forced into a bit of action with that molly going on behind him.
Oh, they might have the world's best timing there in tunnels. Oh, no, they've been spotted. They've got something to deal with here as well. Polo gets one. SBT to activate there, but isn't even necessarily needed. MINLATE slaughter that B-side defense, and we talked about wanting a B hit. B hit we get, and it is majorly successful. Polo good for a little bit more. Oh, almost lines up the second. You can see it. Not quite the time to scope on in. But that he's going to be Mizzy holding on to that orb, clinging on to it for dear life going into the next round.
Safe coming towards the tucked card player, which is Amanek. Oh, now this is cheeky. A little knife kill and taking that orb. Ultimate economy play, getting the bonus from the knife and the big green as well. They can't get much better than that for Amanek.
You know how I know that these are the international teams? Because I take one side of my headphones off and I don't hear screaming.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
They're playing very respectfully from what I hear.
I was doing square sausages earlier and that was insane. They are literally on the other side of the land hall and you could hear them from here.
Godku as well as someone that, although not screaming anymore, unfortunately eliminated from the tournament. Whoa, we said something fast up mid. Has been spotted, still manages to find one.
He's
way more than he should ever have been allowed there, and the fact that he lives as long as he does. Weapons available, that's an amazing molly to force the fight.
Not good
still
enough.
Gets one though. Frostlev, absolutely balls of steel to peek that.
Hops through the Molotov. It wasn't even a CT Molotov. You shouldn't push a T molly, but Frostlev's made it work. Actually switching for an AK, which is an interesting approach, going down. Now, Folke, 1v2, he has caused some absolute chaos during this map so far. But no kit. Last round of the half, though, so he's got to go for it. 1 versus 2 scenario against SPT and Skit.
Lovely flashes on over the top. The issue is they're running out of utility. They're going to just have to hold this. But Folke, impossible site to crack, being held for. And 7-5 is the half. We're going to get a nice recovery from MINLATE to bring this back in, but still a whole world to get done here in this series. This is, of course, only the first half of what could potentially be 6 to qualify for that grand final.
Enormous half from Frostlev, 15 and 7. And I also find it amusing. It seemed like Folke has been amazing. He only has 4 kills. It's just that those 4 kills were insane.
Monumental, yeah. And I think we can talk a lot about that as players that are impactful. And, you know, we see this reflected a bit better in the HLTV 3.0 ratings, right? Is that support players and players that don't necessarily know go in and get all of the kills, but that you find yourself singing a lot of praise of. And even if he's not been finding the picks, his positioning has set his teammates up. I mean, let's just take a look at Frostlev, for instance.
It's
15 and 7. That's wild.
With the new stats coming out, I feel like there's a lot of more statistics rewarding support players, as you said. Even on Face It, they've added RWS, which is an old system from the old ESEA days, rewarding flash assists and bomb plants and that kind of stuff. It's definitely not all about frags these days when it comes to statistics representation.
Big up the support players. I always tell people I'm a support player. This is the best way that I can explain my score lines. Let's not kid ourselves. There's a reason I'm on this side, but I would say the same about you, but this was a willing jump ship, wasn't it?
Yeah, I actually wanted February land to be my first land casted. I was lining up to play this one, but things happened, and here I am. And things are indeed happening in the server. Once again, Skit found himself in the pit.
Issue is, if they check the... I mean, no, has support. Actually has a lot of support here. They have put a lot of help into this. Lovely flashing over the top. He's got one, and they're so distracted trying to take out his support. They lose a couple more of their own. SPT does just have to fall back, though. Now, long control's going to fall, but the thing is, the longer they take, the more time to call on over. But actually, they've called this bluff, and maybe looking to fall away, but actually it's they've got no map control. They've got no eyes anywhere else. Mid, dangerous, perilous. Hell, spawn could be perilous for them. They have no idea. So a decision's been made about where they want to go. Maybe just hang around and hope that MINLATE, they sense that you've backed off and head elsewhere. But I mean, the longer you wait here, the harder this gets.
Yeah, nice little freeze from Prestige. They've really kept MINLATE guessing here. But SBT has stuck around on short, so Prestige will have to deal with that. But it's just one guy. The rest of MINLATE clearing out tunnels now. Now that it has been cleared, starting to understand what's going on, and SBT definitely knows what's happening after receiving that USP shot to the face. Aminex, Berettas being tested now. I believe that's a failed test.
Yes, I would agree, and they're just going to run this on down. Beautiful pissed around just to extend the lead there. MINLATE would have been a lovely one to find, to close up that gap, to stop Prestige getting a huge leg up, because the CT economy is so difficult to get in a stable place. Also, I had a little bit of a look, finally managed to get the answers, is that Prestige have Monsalve coaching for them. Nice. Danish team with a Spanish coach.
Yeah, you don't see that too often, and I feel like there is an abundance of coaches you could get in the Danish scene, so this Spaniard must be providing some kind of value.
Exactly, it must be something else. And, I mean, seems to be working at the moment. Ooh, ducking on down. They put all of their eggs in one long-shaped basket again.
Uncomfortable catching that dink, and it's been taken down.
He dies and he passes over a weapon, which isn't great, but it has brought all of the time for Prestige to run over and lock down the supposedly unretakeable side. So, I mean, sometimes you got to sacrifice a pawn to take the king, you know?
It's a successful round for both sides, to be honest. It's really nice to bring an AK over. They didn't really have any aspirations to win this round. But yeah, bomb still going down for Prestige. And I guess now their goal is not really to lose anything else. It would be nice to cancel that AK getting saved, but it's very risky, and it's even worse if Folkade does go down here and lose another AK. That molly is allowing Prestige to exit towards T-spawn, and actually he kills but Aminex with a cheeky one. SBT still holding on to that AK for dear life.
Good call there is send other people over to go and fight, see if you can find a little bit more, but keep that AK out of any harm's way, because you can always get more. You don't want to lose whatever you have, because it will be one of the centerpieces of this round. They will have a buy, but again, it's going to be on again and off again for a lot of this half if they don't find a round, and soon. And the bonus, I mean, it's not even really a bonus if you look at the buy they're up against. I mean...
Yeah, pretty even buy right now. No snipers on either side. It is the battle of rifles. Heavy tunnel presence for Prestige. Aminex, the other side of those walls, grouped up with Skit. Prestige do opt to go B here. It would be a bad choice. They are clearing out lower right now and bringing their attention to mid, which seems to be a better bet, as yeah, there's no CT player anywhere near them.
No, there is not. And mid control taken. Got a little bit of presence all over the show. And now jump on up, the shimmy on over. A couple of players over on this side. Zist has to be careful and win out this fight because attention's going to be so split up here. But actually, still pushing a little bit everywhere. They've got so much foothold over towards B if they want to just turn, heal, and run. And 50 seconds on the clock. They are going to have to commit eventually, one way or another, to somewhere. I think it's leaning towards B right now.
Over the map, they do have this lurker on short. Perhaps Prestige are hoping for a bit of CT aggression to see if they can take anything. Tornex is definitely looking keen up on short here. Finally forced away from that molly. Actually, the molly's encouraged him to go even closer, and he's opened things up. And as you can see, as a reaction, Prestige are now flying over to short. And there does seem to be a big gap. SBT, catch a cheeky play here. Does get cleared out, but taken down by Foster anyway. A lot of good kills for MINLATE. SBT with another 2 versus 2 scenario. Okay. I think a vital shot. SBT, all to do. He's got a good few kills from CT, but he's going to have to get a good few more. Gets 1, gets 2, and it's the 4K from SBT. This man keeps bailing MINLATE out again and again.
It's not sustainable, but it's absolutely spectacular, isn't it? I mean, what more could you ask from? He's rolling in the cash as he should be. Hand him the medal now, but I worry a little bit that it comes down to that for multiple reasons. Is my key word at the moment is sustainable, right? It's not a sustainable practice to have to be bailed out by the same player every single time, right? That's not it's not consistency, right? The other flip side is that Prestige allow that to happen. They allow this like 1v3k clutch to come on through. They allow the 4k. We talked about their trade spacing looking really good. The ball was really flat that round.
I mean, still, what a star. Shout out SBT. Prestige, definitely in shock after that one. It was all going well for them, playing off the opening that they got on short, but they're playing good CS, but still not working out for them, and that scoreline is getting closer and closer.
It's creeping up on them. Look at creeping up, creeping over towards short here. I say creeping up, already there, already waiting. And actually SBT's attention's been turned away. Now it's going to be Polo called back on over. Exist said, nothing really going on long here.
Prestige feeling out the map once again. Pretty good approach. They might actually be able to catch Amanek while trying to throw a nade. And that is exactly what's happened. Nice scout shot from Volke there. And some space being made out on mid. Tornex finding 1. Still a player on B alive. It is Skit with an MP9 hiding in the smoke, playing off the sounds, but identified by few. And this has got to be a save for MINLATE.
Yeah, it's got to be a save, but is there going to be... I mean, that's a nice pick. It's not enough to really want to go for this. It would realistically have needed to be a little bit more. Or one less player, perhaps, but you're right. Save here. That gives Prestige double digits, though. And money's going to be patchy, I think is the right word, for this MINLATE team. Which, when you're going into having so few contingency rounds left, is worrisome. Because you're going to have these rounds where the buys aren't, you know, even. And some people are either going to have to compromise. Well, there's going to have to be compromise either way, but it's going to be somebody compromises either they have the money and have to not, or sometimes you might just have to bite your tongue and accept that you're the one who's going on the weaker weaponry here. But 10-6 is where we currently stand. And, I mean, this has been a little bit of the worry for me. We saw it initially in the first sort of quarter, is that the rounds that MINLATE were getting were very stagnated. They weren't able to put together chunks of rounds. And they weren't able to sort of carry in and drive that momentum in quite the same way. And they're going to need to here. They can't afford to be on again, off again here. 2 HGs in the face, somehow still alive. Team kill comes on through, which is poor from MINLATE. That is the last thing you need. You're already at the disadvantage, and then you're like, what if we chop off our own leg? Chop off their nose to spite the face. Not not purposefully, of course, but little bit of a faux pas.
MINLATE is completely out of action right now. I think actually making it a bit more doable with the 5-7 sneaking through the CT smoke is risky business, and that risk not paying off. Polo. Talked about this before. This guy has got to have saved the orb countless times.
And it
he's always
sucks,
doing
though,
it.
because the Polo was a player that you really highlighted to me, a player I was looking forward to seeing. But it's been left in the situation where we're not getting to see his full capabilities because he is just being forced to save and save and save. God, please, can we bring back MR15? It's, we all cry in unison. But yeah, I mean, when you've got a player like this who is just really talented and is kind of leading the charge in the kill feed here, but they are kind of leashed up here in the fact that they are having to save because the early round is falling apart. I say early round, like mid-round, but really early round because nothing's happened up until that point. But it sucks to see. Should be allowed to save this weapon. There's a couple of players hanging nearby, but just tucked on in here. An 11th, dangerously close to the map win here.
Need a little tactical timeout called here. As Prestige urge on a match point. Sniper of Polo does have the best A spawn. Couple of options for that. He could go for a long peek, could go up short. Right now he's looking towards mid, but it is paused. Maybe his hand's not on the mouse.
I know he's flicking with the knife, so he's got to be. His hands are on the keyboard. Also, important to note as well that this was MINLATE's map hit.
Yeah.
So this is, you know, an 11-6, potentially 12-6, 13-6, depending on how deep we see MINLATE dig, is a bad omen going on to Inferno.
I mean, I have seen a ton of teams losing their own map pick recently, and
has it been an event for that?
It's a bit of a theme, even in just Pro CS. It seems like a common occurrence right now, and what isn't a common occurrence is the pressure on the B site. You getting out there with an entry, SBT finding one on the other side of the map. Skip being very cheeky. Smoke. Oh, wow, he's actually managed to jump up on top of the boxes in the smoke.
He almost lives there. Luckily, Falco finds another one. Otherwise, that is a huge player disadvantage to have because that bomb still needs to go down. And you are trapped here. Polo has got this angle stuck. Needs to call exist on over. And oh, missed shot is going to buy the escape. Actually, chooses just to continue tucking on in.
Ooh. Okay. Deciding not to go through the smoke with the AWP.
Exist.
Bomb plant. Little tap. Not baiting anything just out yet. And Folke in the 1 versus 2 on the site. He's going to have to pull off some combat AWPing antics to be able to win this one. And it's not the case. Polo MINLATE the 7th round. And it's definitely potential to keep this map alive for them.
Yeah, I think something that's worth noting there is that we were talking about that flank coming in from tunnels, right? But it's the fact they're not anticipating it. They've only seen and heard one player. There's no thought about where's the other. And that kind of seems to be a thought that, at least from how it looks for us, gets glossed over a little bit there. Ooh. Okay. Oh, clean shot. Tip of the head spotted. All that Polo needs.
Sniper duel on Dust 2 mid. It's very fun, iconic. SBT putting Prestige down a little bit further. The idea how Prestige can recover from this. They do have tunnels control. Gonna have to go with the group up on mid here.
The
but
still on mid is the worry. And they've got the utility to deal with it.
That's exactly what they're going for. Polo is able to pop that smoke. Has spotted one by Xbox. Still only aware of one Prestige player. Has now found his way into CT mid. There's so many cheeky plays around smokes this game, and Polo's just about caught the pixels on the edge of the smoke. He knows he's getting pushed. How's he going to deal with this pressure? And he's able to only get one. Amanek though, next up, Is that 2 AWPs on the B site, or did he just pick up 1?
I'm assuming it was a pickup.
It was 2 AWPs.
It's 2 AWPs. Well, I guess we're doing this now. 2 AWPs. I mean, on all the maps to do it on, I guess Dust 2 is the least egregious infraction. Don't mind a cheeky double AWP setup. But whether it's what they need right now is another question. But actually, Prestige, they've been using a lot of utility to force off the AWPs. The AWPs have still been finding the picks, though, is the thing.
And Prestige gonna have a half buy / eco here. It's not. I don't really want an AWP to deal against that kind of buy. You got all these light weaponry where they're gonna be flying around super fast. Hard to hit shots on those. And we do see a force buy not coming in. Missy deciding to refund that Galil, and we will actually see pistols instead. 2 down in suicide. What is this? They don't.
With the AWP that they know is going to be holding it.
I guess
it's a choice.
Tornek's gone there to throw his smoke. I don't know why there was a guy over there. At mid smoke, denying the vision of Polo. He opts not to pop it. He could have found some juicy kills if he did, but he actually saves the HE for the fast shot, which is a great call. SBT taking his distance, prioritizing the long range fights, but yeah, Tech9 in the face of the AWP. Bomb going down. Did say when you have an AWP, it's hard to deal with pistols, and that is exactly why.
I mean, you've kind of got to go for this. It's not the round you want to let go. Double AWP means double the chance for them to find the pick and pick it up themselves. Bit of a worry, SBT. Lovely force of the fight and actually carved a way back onto this bomb site. Although, unfortunately, all of his support from CT goes down. Is finding the picks, though.
SBT
and there it is. Huge again.
Picking up the pieces and retrieving just the 1 AWP this time. That was a bit too close. Prestige doing great work on that eco, and their money's absolutely flying now.
Okay. 11-9, that lead, as you said, is closing. We talked about how they weren't really able to find the momentum. Again, the double AWP. It's... I mean, technically it worked last round, but barely. They won the round, right? And at the end of the day, that's what they need to win the game and to come back into this. And come back they have. It wasn't amazing. Of course, it did come down to the wire a little bit, but I mean, technically the double AWP did work because the round was...
It's being tested again and potentially working
lovely
out.
Molotov. Oh.
1. This is really uncomfortable. He somehow escapes, though. Oh, I thought he escaped, but Skit decided...
Skit's like, no, you cheated death, and this is not Final Destination.
You deserve to die, bro. You can't be getting out of that one.
Exactly. He was like, that was a bit cheeky. Humbles his own teammate. I'm sure that's not what happened, but we can imagine, can't we?
Hopefully they're laughing about it, but it is quite a high-pressure situation. You can't really be affording team kills like that. It would have been huge if Aminet got away. And now Polo, the second. AWPer making it work as well. And the second. Just you with a lot to do.
That'd be a good name there, Few with a lot to do. Actually, first fight is going to be taken on down there. And do you believe in the double AWP yet?
I mean...
It's technically won 2 rounds in a row, and they're going for a third. They're going for the hat trick. They've also managed to put the most consecutive rounds on the board they have all series so far, but also, I mean, what do they have to do with the double AWP for you to believe here, Felix? Because you still look hesitant, but it's won them 2 rounds in a row, right?
I mean, they've definitely made it work versus the rifles in that previous round. Once again, they're going to have a hard time dealing with these Tech9s here, but SBT...
Take a leaf out of their book, straight up mid, not going to give them any room to work. This for the swing as well. They get crunched upon before they can even leave their spawn.
Hey, and things are tied up. Prestige previously playing extremely cocky earlier on in the game. I can't imagine they're feeling quite the same now that this comeback from MINLATE has happened. Although, maybe now is when they can need to pull out a mayhem, need to pull off some unconventional plays to close things out. I mean, unconventional has been working for both sides, double AWP, and Amnek going for a mid pick once again, actually shying away, but he will hear a ton of steps going up short. That should allow some kind of reaction out of MINLATE, and that is Polo post up on short. Util forcing him off quite a strong angle. Chance to retreat to Goose though. Double scoped on the angle. Nothing being forced out just yet. Now, Izzy drops down.
Polo, absolutely maniacal performance today. Skit, a lot of weight on his shoulders right here. Flash comes on over Molotov and it responds. And also the HE goes over, but it's too late. Fire floods the site. Missed shot from Amanek through the wood, and Prestige. Oh, they've let it get so close. That's 3 missed shots. He's just going to run you on down at that point. SPT, though, the S in SPT stands for saving his team's backside.
Might very well do so. 3v3, 11-11. MINLATE not looking too keen to go for this retake yet. They might actually give up the match point. SBT, he's had a lot of success now, so he is searching through the tunnel, about to greet Full K. Goes down, traded out by Exist. 2v2 now. Sledge and Few teaming up together. Exist, this is a play of desperation. It's a lack of composure too. There's no time. Did you really need to go for that? That shows to me you've lost your head at this point in the game when you're running through a molly like that.
Yeah. I mean, their back's against the wall and they've got the money to buy. So my thoughts are maybe they knew that they had the safety net of the economy.
I guess so.
And that they just, if there was any hope in hell that they could stop that 12. And actually, there's a very real chance that we see this go overtime. Double AWPs. I mean, I respect the commitment to them.
rush.
B-Rush. Oh, Amanek going to get overwhelmed. Gets the first, going to get run on down. Still finds a second. This is criminal. He's still somehow alive. Eventually gets taken down, but oh my god, maybe too little too late. And there's another nade over the top. This has got to go overtime. Surely Amanek has done enough.
After a disastrous play with the AWP, Amanek stuck with his self-belief and made it work this time. And SBT flying in through the window. Frostlev going past Skit, eventually 180ing, but he is now in the 1 versus 2, and that is overtime.
This is not necessarily how we expected this series to go. If we're leveling with you, I don't think we expected to see this go overtime after a pretty dominant start from Prestige. A lovely comeback from MINLATE. I'm curious whether we'll see the double AWP setup persist.
Certainly have the cash for it, but
Ooh.
not this time.
Okay.
Although Amanek has had enough with the AWP. Although he was very successful last rounds.
I will be curious to see how this changes their approach, because they were somehow finding their footing with that double AWP, right? Now they're switching up again. Here we go. Volk. Looks like we've not really had a chance to say his name in the kill feed for a while, but Polo with the first. There is going to be a trade kick there from Frostley, but
Just playing close to his own smoke on short. Risky behavior if it was to get popped open by MINLATE. That's not the case just yet, but I cannot see this being successful when there's so many people on the other side. Drops off, appropriate reaction. Polo wanting a piece of the cake himself. Missing the shot though. 1 minute on the clock. Okay, now having a little search, connects the wall bang, but Amanek straight in his face after he released that shot, taking his chance.
Oh, they've gone with the double AWPs again. They've picked up the AWP. Oh, we knew it was too good to be true.
And for a retake, maybe not what you want, but they proved me wrong so many times. Skit opening things up. Missed Molly on site. Tornex peeking off that. Just view. 1 kill just now. Players jumping over him. Amanek putting the experience to use. Is he going to be able to pull it off? Or MINLATE, he can't. 1 versus 3 from Few.
Can't be making mistakes like that. And I think you're right, is that for the retake, the double orb is... We've been hopping on about it, I think, because we're more just confused by the commitment to it.
Yeah, they've gone for it again. So
oh
it's just...
my gosh,
it's,
right, okay.
It's part of their team identity at this point.
I mean, as a member of talent, I am a firm respecter of brand identity. But there are levels. There
really
are lines.
Interesting to see, as I didn't see any double orb